We are live. What's going on, guys?
Hi. What is up, beautiful people? It's Wolf Brother Mythos.
I am Freak, and welcome to this hobby. Sit and chat and paint and hang out and talk and
He is the freak. He is the freak in the Anyways, you're all smooth again, baby. You got me all thrown off. How are you guys doing tonight? We got some awesome people here in the chat. We've got Lupus Canis. Ooh. We got Brother Archer. We got Running Bear. We got the Commodore. The Phalanx has entered high orbit. Aaron Painting, my man, good to see you. Bofnet, he made it. Top of the world. Had a great chat with Bofnet and a few other of our chilling network brothers, including the great Spud, Brambleton, Wybird. Had just some really cool people in the chat for a little while. Hobby Quarter Kev and the Corner of the Kev was there, as well as Tickle Jar. Had some awesome people. All got to hang out and do some painting. That was pretty awesome. And Bofnet managed to stay up and awake all this time.
you're a trooper.
Got Ice Wolf and Brack the Warboss says, "G'day, gits."
We got a heck of a packed house tonight.
Oh yeah, I got some awesome people here.
Hey,
I saw
how's the sound? Just real quick, how's the sound? Is the music too loud? Or voice is okay? Let us know.
Oh yeah, let us know. Let us know. I saw a little battle recap from Brack, getting in some 9th edition gaming and putting his orcs up against some Raven Guard. So it's always a good day to see orcs go toe to toe with some Marines. Not the Commodore, not the computer. Gee, the Hyper Sapien. What is up, my man? Aaron, go to sleep. It's long past bedtime in Denmark.
Wow.
Apparently, Mother Nurgle just told him to go to bed too. But we don't want to make Mama upset. So, hello to Mother Nurgle from us, and go get some rest.
Yeah, get some rest, man. Hope you feel better.
Running Bear says, "Good to see us both. Really enjoy your YouTube channel, Aaron." Yeah, Aaron's got a great channel with such a great. They're a collect. You know, it's not just like Aaron himself running the channel. It's a collective of people there, all really good people there, all very entertaining. Fly to the Phoenix. Hi, fam. Good evening. It's Dazrock. Oi there, folks.
Boy.
Ice Wolf does say the music is really loud.
Is it?
Yeah. Bofnet, only just awake, man. Drift off whenever you need to, my man. Have a good rest.
We do that
Man,
anyway.
I'm so glad you popped in.
Sometimes midstream.
Ice Wolf says, but hey, the voices work this time. Hey,
Don't
we're on the
jinx
plus side.
Don't jinx it.
Papa Freak, we made you proud last Saturday. That's right. Commodore whipped out his Imperial Fist last weekend.
Yeah?
Sounds like it was a good fight.
Nice. That's what I like to hear.
I mentioned Brack taking his orcs against some Marines. He says, and we crumped them. I didn't want to give away any spoilers to your battle report, my man, but if you're happy to say you crumped them, then good to hear.
Yeah, I'm happy to hear.
I sometimes get a little excited and forget things like spoilers, and and then I talk about it. People are like, "Oh man, why did you mention that?" I'm sorry. So that's cool. We got 17 in the house already, brother.
Hell.
You guys have been with us before. You guys know how we do. On the second Saturday of every month, we do a daytime UK-friendly live stream that is at 10 in the morning for us, but 4 p.m. UK time. Because we understand that shows like this are not at a great time for our friends across the pond. So we want at least one show each month where we can interact with our friends across the pond. Chat with y'all, get to know what's hanging with y'all. Now, because of that, though, we tried doing the same show 2 nights in a row, and it just didn't sit well with us. Especially since some of our friends on a Friday night will come hang out with us on a Saturday. It never struck well with us that we were doing a very similar show 2 nights in a row. So on the night before a UK show, we decided we're going to take it easy. We're going to Cadillac a little bit, and we do a hobby hangout, partially because Freak and I, with all the working we've been doing lately, we lack for hobby time sometimes. Amen. So it really gives us that extra little sit-down time to hang out with each other and get in some hobby. Plus, it's just a more chilled show we can do with you guys, just hanging out, doing a little hobby, chatting. We can afford, because we're not trying to stick to an agenda here, we can afford to be a little more interactive with the chat, which we try to pay attention and try and catch every comment in the chat anyways, but sometimes it does get away from it. And in this little more chilled and relaxed manner, I think sometimes we can manage that a little better. And yeah, we just run our mouths while putting some paint to these models for a little while.
I've never quite heard it like that, but okay. You just have diarrhea of the mouth and we just paint.
I mean, that's definitely more your style to refer to it as diarrhea. But yeah, that's us. We run our mouths, we chit chat with you guys. Yeah, rest the potato tonight. I don't know, I think it's the same stress on the potato. Live stream is live stream.
Yeah.
Well, no, you're right. We don't have to do as many transitions. Doing Art of the Week does eat up some memory and stuff like that. You're right.
Cheers.
Okay. Okay.
Good.
Actually, that blended together okay. I think I might dip in some of the actual texture paste to blend it together a little better, but I think it's come out all right.
So what are you working on tonight, my man?
Still working on model number 100.
Oh, that'd be big bad guy is.
Yep, which I'm already working on the base here. I'm all about that base. Working on the base here, which looks very plain right now, but eventually all this mud is going to get some dry brushing to bring out the texture. It'll get a few washes of light greens and stuff like that to add a little color, a little moss. It'll get a little flocking for the moss. It'll get some bushes. It'll get some twigs and stuff like that, and I'll build up my jungle base around. And of course it's Gaz's scenic base, which is already kind of a ruined building here.
Yeah. And
so it's going to be a ruined building that's been kind of overtaken by the wild. My jungle base around. Right. It's going to look like there was a city once here, and it's all become overgrown. Speaking
there
of
was a
big
city
names,
once there. Now there's Gaz.
I really feel like I am coming close to the end, my man. I don't know if you can see this, if you got the big screen going. Check that out. I got his horns done. This week I did the heat bloom on the pipes. Ooh, there we go.
Yeah,
it was
good, dude.
It was too bright, I felt like, for my orcs at first. I like my bright heat blooms on the Marines. Yeah. So what I did was, after I did my heat bloom, I hit it all with the black oil wash by Mr. Weathering, tie it all together.
Right.
Added that little bit of heat bloom to his guns there, so now it's not all just a big hunk of silver. There's some tonality to it. It's got some variation in the tones. I did the claws, I did the cabling this week. I've got just a couple of details aside from his base. I've got like the little skulls in his shoulder pads to do. I've got the skulls and the checker marks around his jaw. That'll be it, man. That'll be good to go. The checker marks around the jaw, actually, it made me nervous. I'm really feeling a little anxious about tackling that on. But overall, I'm really pleased with how he's come out.
Well, you are the Orc Master, sir.
I'm far from a master, but I really enjoy what I do with the orcs. Boffinett says a goblin green base with flock would look nice. You're right. You're right. I could go classic old school with this.
By the way, if you are planning to play the You Right game tonight, I would highly recommend a designated driver.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I don't know. I'm feeling, I don't know, extra chatty, so the You Rights are coming up more. Let's see. It's Saturday midday there. Ice Wolf says, it's funny, I always miss the UK show, but the Friday nights, it's just in time for him to come home and enjoy the show. Hey, whatever works out for you, man. We're always glad to have you.
Agreed.
Are you feeling better again, Mr. Fist?
I am feeling 100%. I have very little remnants of my cough, so I am definitely better. Thank you so much for asking. I appreciate that.
Does this mean we get to take off the pants and just hang out? Yeah,
yes, man. Absolutely. We highly recommend it. It makes the pain better.
I mean, you know, we work at Chippendales, so we can be professional about having the pants taken off. Exactly. It's all right. You might get a slap once in a while as we tell you good game.
Yep.
That's about it.
Oh, slap ass.
Thraka, the big boy, the beast. Yep. I have been putting in some work on Thraka this week. Dave says, this is Australian and US hobby show time.
Woohoo! That's what I'm talking.
Damn the pants. I am down with all this, guys.
Yep. Yeah, it's better if you have the party boy style pants you can just rip off, you know?
You mentioned needing a designated driver. Geez, Hyper Sapien says, I'm already home. Where am I driving to? I paint with just my trainers in the summer.
There you go.
Your Commander, happy freaking Friday, brother.
Happy freaking Friday.
Oh, freak. Take a look at this. I noticed as I was doing this, I didn't add this on here. It is part of Gazgul's scenic base. It is modeled in here. But I had a little something I just wanted you to know that I picked out as a detail just for you. Fine. It's part of the model, bro. Part of the model. I can't control that it's on there. Hey, okay.
It was already yellow? It was already yellow. Tell me it was already yellow.
But I want you
to...
No.
Tell me it was already yellow.
It came yellow right out.
Yellow.
Right out
yellow on there.
Okay. But one thing I do want to let you know is I took a little bit of Beastie Brown with a touch of corn red. Okay, and I base coated this sucker with that. Then I dry brushed some white over it and laid down that Vallejo Gold Yellow. Okay, I learned a little something from somebody. How about that?
So basically, that's a representation of my army.
What? I mean, if you wanted to think of it that way. Yeah, Gamecraft Dragon says, well, they do die pretty easily. D, my man, good to see you, brother.
Who invited that guy?
Aaron, my man, really wanted to hang out but need the sleep. See ya, y'all. Man, it was good to have you even stopping by for a minute, Aaron. We always enjoy having you. Rest well, brother.
Strong Big D.
Why on my legs? Why would you beat on my legs? Don't y'all know I'm crippled? He says, freak, if you want, I'll drive down there and we can just wail on his legs.
Oh my God. No.
Oh man. Actually, he will be playing his Wolves. Well, we were scheduled to tomorrow, but Freak ended up having to work tomorrow. And so we've rescheduled. And then, of course, I've got some other things going on. The next few weekends will be got my lovely Lily and our anniversary coming up. So, of course, we're going to dedicate a weekend to that. Because rightly so, sometimes she gets upset if I say, babe, that was a great anniversary day. I'm going to go get it some 40. I will remember. And then, of course, also Beep, my youngest daughter's birthday is later this month too. So we will be picking back up some games in November, and that'll be when he plays his Wolves, which gives him a couple weeks to put together his intercessors.
Yep.
So, because the way things are now, you want to bring at least one troop choice. That way, you can keep more of your command points. Yellow is the best camouflage there is. You're right. Working on removing symbols of a rescued land raider, turn it into a 13th company one.
That's
Good
cool.
news is everything's magnetized, so I can make each variant. That's cool.
Very, very cool.
FAQ space. And this is, you know what? Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about it. I mean,
we
part of our
figure
show
out,
tomorrow is to talk about some of the buffs and nerfs, and we're going to have on for our UK show tomorrow. We're going to have on friend of the show, Old Average Brit Gaming, who's a massive part of the Wargamers Unification group. One of the leaders, even, of the Wargamers Unification group. And he has been part of the competitive scene before, and we're going to get to pick his brain about, some of the buffs and nerfs to the Space Marine Codex. It's funny because he's not primarily a Space Marine player. He has 2 Space Marine armies. He's got some Imperial Fists, and I think he calls them his Solar Guardians. He's got a desert themed one. Oh, nice, very cool. The Old Average Brit Gaming mug. I remember trying to win one in one of his giveaways. That's cool, Ice Wolf. Gamecraft says, "I was salty, now I am not." Awesome. I'm very interested.
Years, man. You can't stay salty watching this, Coming to hang out with us losers. I mean, friends.
But it'd be really interesting. So he's not, even though he has 2 Space Marine armies, he's not a primary Space Marine. He's, I think, well, he has a lot of the big toys. He has a Titan leader. But also, he's primarily a Thousand Suns player, a Chaos guy, a Zinch player.
He's very knowledgeable.
And
very knowledgeable person.
Extremely knowledgeable. And it's interesting to see his take on things. But when I said that we're going to talk about some of the buffs and nerfs, he said nerfs, lol. Apparently he is one of those of the very strong opinion right now that Marines are powerful and maybe a little overpowered. I feel like the Codex was very balancing, but I'm not at the top of the meta chain, so whatever. But yeah, it'll be interesting to get his take because he is not against the Marines getting cool things. Obviously, he's got a Primaris army. He likes some of the stuff coming out for him to have started the Primaris army. But he is not like, I think sometimes, you and I, because we're very Space Marine enthusiasts, we can have the blinders on,
Yeah, of course.
I think he'll be a very well-rounded person to discuss this with. But I'd love to hear, especially going into this discussion with someone as knowledgeable as Nick, I'd love to hear what your guys' thoughts are. I have to agree, Ice Wolf, those poor wolfmen have gotten so nerfed into the ground. I have seen so many, and I take this with a great big grain of salt because I love them and I will run them even when they are bad. But I have seen lots and lots of people use the word trash to describe my wolfen now.
Yeah.
I mean, they have taken a massive nerf. They've gotten some buffs too. I don't want it to sound negative. They have had a give and take, but their role is a lot different now. So like they're two of their utility has been taken away from them. So there used to be a very hard hitting force, but also a very survivable force, in which Space Wolves being an elite low body count army, in most cases, having a unit that can just survive and survive and survive used to be extremely beneficial. But now they're all of their survivability is gone. They are literally glass cannons now. So this is how much. So they've been given toughness 5, which is fine. It's good. It helps, but it doesn't counterbalance how fragile they are. They have a 4-up normal save. Their Storm Shield has gone to a 4-up save, which makes sense, right? So now they have a 4-up invul save. But they've also, not only are they losing one invul save, they've lost their Feel No Pain. So that combination of invul save and Feel No Pain, even if they had just bumped it to a 6-up, I feel like that combination is part of what made Wolfen work. And so they've lost their one save, they lost their Feel No Pain, they've lost their ability to advance and charge, which is crazy because they gave it to other things and they took it away from the Wolfen. So again, getting them stuck into combat is sometimes the thing that you need to get them to survive. Like if they can just make this charge and get stuck in combat, they'll live a little longer. Well, so they've lost that. So like they're 1,000 times more fragile than they used to be. And they used to have a little bit of a kamikaze aspect to them because once you got them stuck in combat, even if they died, they'd get to fight again. Well, they've reworked that now, and admittedly in line with what they've done with the Space Marine Codex. But now if you have them fight again when they die, they can only fight again if they haven't fought already. So there's no more suiciding them for the double attack. So it really has changed up their role a lot, and I mean a lot, because they can't be your tanks anymore. They can deal a lot of damage, but they can't take a hit no more. They're like me in an argument. They can they can dish it, but they can't take it. No, I'm just kidding, kind of. Hey. Oh, I'm salty about that. Man, GW or booksellers happens to make plastic figures. Psychic Awakening was pretty pointless now with the new codexes, right? I mean, the Psychic Awakening really was only for the people who, and unfortunately with lockdown, was not a very large percentage of the people. It really only benefited the people who, between Psychic Awakening and, this new codex got in a lot of games. Other than that, it's just, you're right, it's a loss for sure. I will only take one unit anymore. Not that I took more than one unit of Wolfen. Now Thunderwolves are so much better. So are Terminators. Okay, we'll get to Thunderwolves. You guys know your brother, Wolf brother, Mythos Kushronada, loves Thunderwolves. I will say it over and over again. I played them even in 8th edition at the very beginning when they were horrible. I painted 9 of them. Right? I will continue to take Thunderwolves, and now they just happen to be amazing again. I want it well documented on this channel.
I hear a butt coming.
Played them before they were good. Say what?
I hear a butt coming.
I was just saying, when I do start playing them, I want it noted here on this channel, long documented. I loved them and played them before they were good.
Yeah, you brought them when they nerfed them like crazy, and even though you got shot off the table, you still brought them out there, man.
That's right. But yeah, and you know what's funny? Now that they're nerfed so hard, I do lament them being nerfed so hard, but I feel like they were such a good auto-include unit. I don't mean to estrange any of my Wolf brothers when I say this. They do feel more balanced. Them sucking, I'm not saying them sucking now is a little beneficial, but in a strange way, I'm going to play them more now that they're not good. So just to clue you guys in, I have not taken my Wolfen in a game against Brother Freak since we had our games with our Knights, because they just felt a little too overpowered in that game. They got out of their tank, or out of the Storm Wolf, and one-shot the Knight.
Oh, and crazy. Then of course I had bad rolls too. So
I mean, that's true, but like it put kind of a negative spin on that game. And you can go back, you can see the look on our faces
We were
during
both
that
shocked.
game.
We were both shocked how OP they were.
Yeah, and so I didn't take them in a game for the rest of playing my Space Wolves in 8th edition. I felt a little bad about it. So I intentionally didn't take Wolfen. Now that they suck again, I'm probably going to try taking them just to see if they're any. I mean, they're definitely got to be more reasonable to take now, right? I feel like with them being nerfed so hard, I won't be that guy taking them. And if I take them and it turns out they're still amazing, and I feel bad for taking them at the end of the game, I just won't bring them again.
I don't think that should be your showstopper. I mean, honestly, I don't have any problem with it, man. Look, I've already told you this so many times. Take what you feel like you can enjoy playing. It's up to me to figure out how to beat them.
And that's fair. You've always been really good about that. And that was a person. I want to make sure I'm clear on that for the chat. Like, that's never been you never made me feel like I can't bring them. Yeah. I just wanted I want to bring what's going to be the best game for both of us. You know what I mean? Yeah. Now, the interesting thing is that, it feels like the way that they're glass cannons now, it almost is an auto include for you to bring a transport for them, right? However, I've noticed my favorite transport for them was the Stormwolf. I didn't notice until I was kind of tinkering with some of these ideas after our discussion about the Wolfen, is that the Space Marine Flyer, oh my God, Commodore, you're wrong. The Space Marine Flyers that are transports have gone almost double in points. So, like, the Stormwolf is 300 plus points now. The Storm Raven, 300 plus points now. And I'm like, holy crap. Like, what? Bringing 3 Stormwolves just seems, it's just blowing my mind. Bringing a Stormwolf for 300 points is what I meant. I'm reading this comment about 3 Basilisks here.
I saw that too, yeah. I'm like, well, I don't even want to mention here.
I mean, that's a huge sacrifice. Don't get me wrong. The Storm Raven and the Stormwolf are actually really good gunships in their own right, in addition to being a troops transport. I still feel like they're worth the points, honestly. But I'm not a competitive player. I, as a filthy casual, would pay that much. But man, it just blew my mind. 2 Stormwolves and a Xiphon, half your list. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, because the Xiphon's almost. Oh, you're gonna like that, freak. I think the Xiphon's almost 400 points now.
How much?
Almost 400 points now.
Oh my God! Why?
And the
I can't imagine what my Storm Talon gunship is right now.
Well, the Storm Talon's a smaller. It's always been one of the smaller ships, so it's probably fine.
I don't know.
And it doesn't have a troop transport capacity,
No,
which is, I think,
not.
the part of the big tax for the Raven and the Stormwolf. Yeah. Commodore says, but I'm doing a siege company. Oh, man. Always a good distraction, Wolfen. When people see them, they want to shoot them. But see, that's the problem, is now when people want to shoot them, it works.
Yeah.
Those Wolfen, see those Wolfen over there? Yes, sir? I don't want to anymore. Boom! Daka, 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 they're gone. Somebody turn off your car alarm here?
Matter?
Just somebody's apartments, car alarm out front of the apartments. Gotta buy more Thunderwolves. I only have 6. Okay, Thunderwolves are so good now. Thunderwolves are so amazing. They have an extra AP on the mounts now. I'm sorry. One more thought with the Wolfen. They did get some bonuses too. They have +1 to their movement now. That's pretty cool. And they always count as having shock assault, so they always get that extra attack. And they always count as being in the assault doctrine. So They always get the extra AP. Their 6s always explode into an extra hit. There's a lot of benefit now for the Wolf. I don't want to just make it sound like they've just been nerfed and got nothing in exchange. It has been a rebalancing. They've given and they've taken. They've taken a little bit more than they've given, but it is a rebalancing. Arjack Rockfist with a unit of Terminators dropping in will be very scary. I wish I could say that. Arjack is good. Terminators are good. There's really no synergy with them anymore. Because Arjack has no buffs. He doesn't get the lieutenant buff anymore. They said he's now a champion, not a lieutenant, which, makes sense. He has always been champion of the High King. But not getting that lieutenant buff anymore is disappointing. But the biggest disappointment with Arjack is that he no longer grants Wolfguard an extra attack. That ability is 100% gone. Yeah, the +1 attack for Wolfguard, done. No longer a thing. There is zero synergy with, which always kind of irritates me a little bit from a fluff standpoint, and I know the point of the game is not to fluff. However, from a fluff standpoint, it's always been Arjack and the Shield Brothers, right? It's like they're a band, Arjack and the Shield Brothers, basically. But now, there's no synergy to make you want to put these things together. It's frustrating. Yeah, the Wolfguard really, you're absolutely right, Bear. Wolfguard, it really only counts because certain stratagems have the Wolfguard keyword prerequisite now. Storm Talon with lasers is 185 points. So probably even cheaper. I know you like the Assault Cannon version, so that's probably even cheaper. So your Storm Talon is fine, bro. Less than 200 points.
Awesome.
You're awesome. Brack says, love to stay, but I got a game on soonish, and
good
these
luck,
who
my man.
Get themselves. Man, have a great game.
Yeah.
Get your log on.
Absolutely.
Boffinit says he can only add, now he can't add his 3 inches to his flamers, but he'll cope. Yep.
I like
So
to add
one
3
of
inches
the
to my flamer.
I
said I like to add 3 inches to my flamer. Wait. Oh, no. Sorry.
Anyways, Thunderwolves. Thunderwolves are so good because do you remember what I always used to do with my Thunderwolves in 7th edition Freak?
Yeah.
The Death Pack formation.
Yep.
Do you remember what bonus the Death Pack formation came with?
No, all I remember was that it hurt a lot.
The Death Pack formation special ability was all Thunderwolves and Fenrisian Wolves can advance and charge. Guess what we got? All Thunderwolves and Fenrisian Wolves can advance and charge! Oh, I'm so excited.
It's kind of interesting because I think they are bringing back a lot of 7th edition rules. That was the first time I've ever heard the term Jink since 7th, by the way.
It's been a stratagem for Dark Angels. That's been it.
Yeah. Just found it was interesting.
Wouldn't it hit the ocean floor? Wouldn't it hit the floor then, Freak?
What?
You said that you could use another 3 inches to your flamer. Commodore said, wouldn't it hit the floor then?
No.
Your version of the Storm Talon with the assault cannons and heavy bolters is 175 points, even cheaper. Nice.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Gamecraft Dragon says, I need a Cyber Wolf for my Fenrisian Wolves. There's lots of good options, man. Like I said, I like the ones I use from Hordes, the game Hordes. I use one of their armored wolves as a Cyber Wolf. But there's also the doggos in armor that they've come out with for Necromunda. Those are pretty cool. Yes, that is a good one. Oh my God. All dreadnoughts getting, what is it, Duty Eternal for free, -1 to damage. So good. And even better, with the Venerable Dreads that have the shield, you got a 4-up invul save, and you're taking 1 away from damage. And you can even pop smoke launchers on them now for 1 CP stratagem. So now you can make them -1 to be hit, plus -1 damage, and a 4-up invul save. It's insane. They're so survivable now. Which, you guys know I love my dreads. I've got a Venerable Dread, Axe and Shield. I've got my Contemptor for my Space Wolves. I got a Redemptor, who's also my big-ass Bjorn project. And you can do the smoke launchers every turn as long as you still have the CP.
Right.
It's the Dreadnoughts are going to be awesome. I mean, and I think the Space Wolves have the best one because that shield in combination with that Duty Eternal, a -1 damage. But I think all Dreads are going to be great now. I mean, like, you like to take that Venerable Freak.
Yes.
So imagine you get a 6-up Feel No Pain and you get -1 to all the damage coming at you. It's pretty awesome. Ice Wolf has 8 Dreads for Space Wolves.
Ooh,
all versions.
Damn.
Oh, also a Leviathan. Yes, I also have a Leviathan.
You know, I've got a levy I need to put together. I have yet to put it together.
You need to get your levy on, baby.
For real.
How long you been talking about getting your levy on?
Oh my God. As long as I spent
How long?
putting together that
Let
damn
the spirit go on. Oh man, I kind of. Okay, you remember that new Warlord trait that you can assign to an Iron Priest, or not Iron Priest, the Tech Marine we talked about last week?
Yeah.
Where you can give all dreads within 6 inches or whatever +1 attack and leadership. So imagine, and strength. No, +1 attack and strength. Imagine this: a Space Wolf list with all my dreads, and then my Iron Priest coming up behind them, just constantly healing them for 3 damage or 3 health a turn, and giving them all +1 attack.
That's pretty crazy.
Sounds like good times. But I kind of want to get a Hellfrost cannon for Bjorn. I've always taken them with twin labs. Gamecraft Dragon has the original Metal Bjorn. I remember we were talking about that last week.
Yeah, the one where you get to throw somebody and kill it.
Yeah, he finished him off the next morning, I think, or maybe later that night.
You finished off the neighbor? I mean, what?
Oh, add in a Forge. Yes, add in a Forge Master +1 strength attack. There we go.
That model kept people from calling us nerds a lot, didn't it?
The pewter just bounces off their head. You catch it in midair. Keep on gaming. Your Bjorn will be rocking the multi-melt. Now that is a classic old school dreadnought. Remember when we first started Game Freak, almost every dreadnought in 7th edition basically came with the multi-melta and fist option?
That was the
classic.
norm. No, that was the norm.
Brother Meeks.
Meeks.
My brother, what is up, my man? Meeks, clapping them cheeks, baby.
Indeed. Only knew he knows how to do it.
Warming him up to kill Commodore's fists in a training exercise. That's a training exercise. That's simulated death, right? Right?
Is this real blood? Go all Tropic Thunder on him.
We going to Hobby in the AM? I would love to, but tomorrow is actually our UK show, my brother.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we are actually doing the UK thing, but we are happy to pick up the next one. You guys, so we're doing simulated death, right? Gamecraft Dragon goes, right.
I don't think it's genuine. Doesn't sound to me very genuine. Oh.
Let me check with the missus, my man. I do know my lovely Lily's got classes tomorrow that she's working on. So if she's still doing the school thing, you might be able to get some hobby. You know, I've just been sitting here running my mouth. I haven't painted not one thing. I laid down, actually, no, I put down some Black Templar on this base when I first started. 2 Contemptors, a Leviathan for my boys, new Dreads for my Force. That's awesome. Shoot me a text. I absolutely will, my brother. I love Contemptors. I want to get the Contemptor, all the special Contemptors for all the rooms that play. I've got my Space Wolf specific Contemptor. I've got one specific for my White Scar. Those 30k Contemptors are just amazing. So I definitely want to get one for my Ultras at some point. And really, I don't know, I might do this for like a Christmas or something at some point in the future. I really liked painting up those salamanders. I might grab one of those specific salamanders ones for Kane's like Christmas or something.
Nice.
Just because it looks amazing, and it's got all the dragon stuff on it. That's cool. I'm really stoked. I intended to set aside a little bit of cash because I've been making some decent money lately. Meant to set aside a little bit of cash to grab that new Space Marine Codex this week, and that chaplain, that badass chaplain that looks like freaking Ghost Rider on bike. I meant to grab that for my White Scars this weekend. However, I did get some bad news this week. Bam! Not to get a little too personal, but I feel like I can chat with you guys. But I found out this week my client let us know that they're going to be going with a different company for their contract work here in the near future. So my financial future is suddenly a little uncertain. So yeah, the new toys all have to go on hold right now until at least I find out whether or not I still have a job in the next 30 days or so. I mean, I'm told that they'll find something for me, but it's the uncertain. I don't like uncertainty.
They heard about Mythos and my ventures at Chippendales.
Nah, if they'd come to see our show at Chippendales, they would have renewed.
I agree.
I even have an Iron Warriors Battle Autonoma converted for Space Wolves because I love that model. Oh, let me show you something. Let me show you something. Check out this baby. My awesome brother Freak bought me a little birthday present once upon a time because he thought it looked like an AdMech model, and I've always loved the model anyways. Wanted to do something with it. So he thought it was AdMech. I put him with my AdMech. So this I decided to use as a punchy version of my Castellan robots. You know, I even did the little racing stripe down one side of their body like I did with my Castellan robots. I did my little glow effect on the hammer. I really love the look of the Iron Warriors Battle Autonoma. So this little thing up top I'm using as a Castellan Phosphex cannon, over shoulder mounted, and then the hammer I'm using as the Castellan fists. You know, going in, getting all punchy, doing some mortal wounds. I had been looking for an excuse to paint one up, and when Freak bought one for me, I said, oh yeah, it's going in my arm. Brother Archer's got quite a few dreads as well. I mean, yeah, it's hard not to love the dreads, to be honest.
I do love it.
I even though my painting has come a long way, I've got my first dread just sitting right here on the corner of my desk. Check this out. Freak, you remember this guy? My very first dread. First dreadnought I ever painted up. Yeah. And this was like a used rescue. And part of me feels like, he's done such a service for my Space Wolves in the past. I should update him to my current, painting ability. Because my skills were very, very basic when I painted this guy up. But at the same time, he's like a little piece of my Space Wolves history, and I kind of want to leave him in his classic form. Archer's got 2 Redemptors, 2 different Contemptors, a Deredeo, and he's got him a Levy. That Leviathan Dreadnoughts.
Yeah,
Sexy.
I've got 2 Redemptors. I've got 2 standard box dreads, and I've got a Levy that's not put together. Oh, and I have a Contemptor. Yeah, I love my dreads,
man. Meeks agrees with you. It was the pole dancing that made them switch companies.
Yeah, I think that might have been it.
Gamecraft Dragon has a Bjorn, a Mortis autocannon dread, a plasma, and plasma and fist dread, a Contemptor, got him a Levy, and he's got a pair of Redemptors. Lupus Canis also has 4 original dreads. Furibundus? Isn't that just an awesome name? Interesting. Gamecraft Dragon needs an Iron Priest now. Yeah, you do. No, keep him as a reminder. That's awesome. Yeah, what's cool is I don't, probably because I have too many armies now, I don't get as involved. Like my Silver Moon have a backstory and whatnot, and named characters and stuff like that, and I don't really get as involved with the lore for my other armies, and I feel like I really should. But this guy earned him a name when he punched a freaking Baneblade to death and caused him to explode in 7th edition. And I named him Ogren the Iron Fist for punching a Baneblade to death with his last cannons. What's funny is that for Venerable Dread, his last cannons never seemed to work right after that, because in 7th edition, you could lose one of your weapons as one of the things that could happen to you. When a vehicle got damaged, you could explode, you could lose a weapon, you could lose some movement, you could be stunned. And so this battle, the Dreadnought had done some damage had been done to the Baneblade already. But then he charged the Baneblade. The Baneblade shot off his Dreadnought fist, so he had no close combat weapon, and was just attacking, as we were joking, punching with his las cannon. Managed to get a wound through, and it turned out to be either the last wound or it may have been a piercing wound that exploded. Whatever it was, it caused the Baneblade to explode and live through the explosion. And ever since then, I was like, you deserve a name and a promotion. So every game after that, I ran him as a Venerable Dreadnought for the promotion. Sometimes I would continue running the fist on him, but sometimes because of to represent his arm being blown off, most of the times I ran him with Missile Pod because his arm had been blown off. And Ogren the Iron Fist, sure enough, like the story just kept on living. Almost never ever hit a last cannon shot after that, even though the Venerable had like a 2-up to shoot. Either the wound would fail or the shot would fail, but the missiles would always hit. It was crazy. But it was funny, just like that little narrative bit took this model and it just kept living on, from battle to battle. It was great. I even at times ran him as my Bjorn just because he had become that legendary. Running Bear has a Leviathan, a Murderfang, a Wolfendread, a Mortis with autocannons. I need 4 more Axe Shield Dreads to make me feel better. You're right. And not to mention, you still have a half dozen Chaplain Dreadnoughts, right? I mean, I know they're not, competitively legal anymore, but, you still have them, I believe. Chaplain Dread's a pretty cool looking model. Going to Legends. It's a good thing we play Legends, right, Freak?
Yep.
Speaking of Legends, I think the only Legends entry I think you have is your Psyker on Biker. That guy hasn't seen the table in a while.
It's been a while, man.
I think it's because I kept killing you with my Admech Army. You got a little frustrated.
I need a break.
Those transonic arc buses make some pretty mean snipers. My original Redemptor is Brother Fett. Freak you! I don't know if you want to try reading that.
Brother Fred Borger.
Two full rounds of fire and took no wounds.
Well,
Name
hell,
translates
a name like
to
that,
fat.
I guess so.
That's awesome. That boy. I don't know how you do that, man. Anytime I take my Redemptor, he definitely takes some wounds. Oh, okay. Yeah, anytime I take my Redemptor, it's usually like the first thing the Hellblasters open fire on.
Nonsense.
What's funny is I think the last game I took of that game, the Redemptor in, his Hellblasters took him down to like 2 or 3 runes, so he was on his bottom profile for the rest of the game. But for some reason, and I don't remember what the circumstance was, but he just couldn't ping that last couple bit of damage off of him, that last 2 damage.
Yeah, he did.
That guy was just walking around with 2 damage for the rest of the game.
Eating everything up.
Well, I'm more like waddling around. I think when you take a Redemptor to its minimum profile, I think it only moves like 3 inches or something like that. It was just waddling around the rest of the game. That's awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, I really like hearing about stuff like, this Fat Boy Dread here. If you guys have any epic moments where you're like, I have to give this guy a name, let us know in the comments. Because I really, really love hearing those epic moments where you're like, this is a character.
Well, I've given my guy a lot of names. Mine I can say on there.
Hey, your Venerable Dreadnought earned a name last round, hunting that Basilisk.
Oh man!
I think we all said that guy gets a promotion.
Yeah, seriously, that was epic.
Images. Thinking about buying the parts for a Redemptor body from Shapeways. Very cool. I have the Forge World Venerable Dreadnought with the golden twin wolf heads coming out of the either side of the chest, and I really think that model looks cool. And a part of me got that to make either a custom Bjorn that would look different than Freak's, because Freak's getting a regular Bjorn too, or turn him into a custom Murder Fang. And I really, really want to try Murder Fang out sometime soon. So, I don't know. I've been using my Redemptor as a big-ass Bjorn. I'm not sure exactly what I want to do. I think I might keep running my big-ass Bjorn and make him a Murder Fang. So I just need to order some Murder Claws. Shapeway is cool but pricey. It's cheaper for me to buy a resin printer. Totally get that. Totally get that. It's cheaper for me to have Freak buy a resin printer and for me to just bribe him with bottles of resin once in a while. Gamecraft Dragon has a Terminator with a flail of corruption. Took fire from about 750 points of Dark Eldar and bounced it all. His name is Steve.
Oh my god.
Steve don't die, apparently. Tomorrow, Running Bear is getting some 13th Company 3D symbol shoulder pads from Shapeways. That's going to be cool. Uh-oh. Man, my camera is lagging hardcore. I don't know what's up with that. Should I restart my connection again? Bounce out, bounce back in?
Move around some? Yeah, you might want to try and see if that's helpful. Yeah. I keep thinking I need to get over there and help work on that network for you. You there?
Yep.
Okay.
Brother Archer's got some more of Shrike's jump packs on the printer at the moment. Awesome. Ice Wolf says it's been bouncy all night. Ugh. Yeah, it seems like that's getting a little worse each week. Don't tell me he is on Wi-Fi. I absolutely am.
Yeah, but it's not so much. He's got a strong Wi-Fi signal. The problem is that so does everybody else in that complex. So there's a couple things we can do. I'm just going to take them off Wi-Fi and put them directly onto a LAN.
The only thing is that I don't know if there is a convenient spot to run the cable with where my desk is in relation to the router, which is
I can make it work.
where the TV is, across the computer desk over in the next room and across the doorway.
We can make it work.
Well, you are the expert, my brother. You are the expert. Now, to look up a reference picture for Gazgul's jawline, because I'm really nervous about doing. I don't know why. I've been doing checker patterns for these orcs for months now, but for some reason, I don't know if it's just because it's a weird shape or what, but I'm kind of nervous about doing this checker pattern along his jawline. And all the references that are coming up are the old Gazmo. Beasts of War, I guess. Freak's got to drill, no worries. I can't drill holes in this apartment. That'll cost me like a ton of fees. Yeah, the apartment people tend to look down on us drilling holes in the wall. Ice Wolf is off to bed. It's 4:30 in the morning. When is that UK show again? It is going to be on at 4 p.m. UK time, 10 a.m. our time. So about a little under 12 hours from now. Have a great rest, Ice Wolf, and who knows, we might see you in the morning. Hey, we can wall fish some Ethernet lines if you have attic access. All right, 3 p.m. where ice will fizz. Very cool. Gamecraft Dragon has eBay parts in. That's awesome.
Congrats. You know, it's funny. I think anybody that gets anything delivered, it's just like Christmas all over. You know, you get so excited.
Oh man, speaking of bits, so I got 3 of these cool little Imperial Guard spotlights, right, from eBay, and they are going to go on to this lid for my this top roof for my battle wagon, and I'm going to put them behind the stage here. 3 spotlights, and I've got this Rockin' Grot here who's going to be jamming out on his guitar, and I've decided I didn't really like the way the power pack for a mech gun looked, so I've decided I need to get one more. And I wish I could just buy the bit, but I cannot find the bit on any web store anywhere. But the bit for the power pack on a mech gun, I think makes a pretty cool looking speaker. So I want to get one more. I blue tagged this thing here because I was trying to see how those look as speakers. I think I much prefer having this as a speaker. But I want a speaker on each side. And then I'm going to have 3 little spotlights in the back here. And those are going to make a stage. But also, there'll be the little rooftop for my bone breaker. So I'll basically have, you know, a party van. You know, it's going to be rocking. I'm going to do a little of my airbrush glow effect on the spotlights, and kind of like I've seen at a couple concerts before. Like one spotlight is going to be blue, one's going to be purple, one's going to be red. You know, just like having different colors of spotlights. Kind of like in a Daft Punk video. And of course, you know, I'll have the death roller up front here. Little grot will be rocking out on top. And I'll have like bouncer orc in the back here, you know, guarding the bouncer grot back here, barring the way into the party bus. So I think it's going to be cool. And then out each window here, you'll have a shooter boy with the big shooter. As 2 of my big shooters for the bone breaker. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be a good time. However, the 2 things holding me back is that for some reason, I guess Cromlech's orders have been behind. So like a month ago, I ordered a Def Roller from Cromlech, and it just now got shipped out today. Crazy. Red, blue, green. Okay. So my Def Roller just got shipped out today, and of course, you know, the coming from Europe, it's probably going to take a while for that Def Roller to get to me. So that's kind of holding me up. But also, I need to source 1 more of those power packs from a mech gun, so that way I can use it as a speaker, and then I think my bone breaker conversion will be complete, and it's going to be really looking forward to that. I think it's just going to be a fun little take on having the party, you know, a party van. With the grot, with the guitar rocking out on top between, you know, 2 amps, having the concert lighting in the back, having the bouncer grot at the back, you know, and then the 2 shooter boys throwing out DACA. I think it's just gonna be cool. So it's a Chippendales battle wagon? Yes. Oh goodness. Oh my goodness. I almost feel like I need to put a stripper pole in the middle of the inside.
No, you should.
So, if anyone takes a peek on the inside of the battle wagon, they'll see a stripper pole.
Somebody come get her. She's dancing like a stripper.
That's awesome. The eBay parts, Gamecraft Dragon got are plastic arms for those 1993 Eldar metal figures he was given. That's cool. Our stream ended. What do you mean our stream ended?
What the hell? You're kidding me.
Megabit what? Megabit shop. Try refreshing?
What?
Hold on. Okay, there we go.
Okay. It was just on her end.
Okay, there we go.
No, dead on mine too.
Dead on yours too?
Yeah.
Phoenix says black screen of nothingness. So
Refresh.
I guess it's just for some of us.
Yeah. Big D said the stream is fine on his end.
Okay. No, but mine went black too.
That's weird.
Thinking
Same thing for Phoenix.
maybe after me singing that, I was gonna say maybe YouTube might have just like, oh hell no. YouTube's been really weird lately.
You know where my phone is, babe?
No idea. Which phone?
My blue one. I don't ever ask about my work phone during this kind of thing. Okay. It's still live for the Commodore for Brother Ethan. Good to see you guys, by the way. Good to see you.
You know you really can't see them, right?
Good to see their presence. I probably have it around here somewhere. Maybe. Anyways. Megabits has one in stock. You know what? Talk to these amazing people.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Are you going shopping? Are you
Maybe.
seriously going shopping right now?
Hey, they only have one in stock.
Oh my God. You see what I gotta deal with? Dog it, man. Well, glad to hear that everybody's. Yeah, it was just weird because it just went blank. And then, I heard Lily in the background saying that it went blank on them too. That's a little odd, but at least we're back up and running. So, anyway. So what is everybody painting or working on tonight if you are hobbying? What are you working on? Just curious. I'm actually working on my Outriders. Been working on that forever. Hoping to finish them up because I really need to start working on my intercessors that I have. I want to build those up for my Space Wolf army. I've got intercessor unit for my Imperial Fist, so I definitely want to build up because I need a troop choice.
Do you plan on putting a melee weapon on the sergeant?
Yes.
What you gonna put on him?
I don't know yet. I was thinking of either chainsword or I don't know, like a frost axe or something. I have to look and see. For the coolness effect, some frost weapon.
Oh no! I must not have clicked on it in time. They are now down, or they're now back out of stock. Man, that was fast. Man, I just need one more to finish my party bus and my death roller, which is on the way.
What is you trying to get?
This right here, freak.
Hold on, let me switch it.
It says. So this is a little power pack that goes on the side of a mech gun for my orcs. And I didn't like the way I snipped it off of my mech gun because I thought it looked odd. However, I think it makes a great little amp for my little.
You a freaking amp? That takes seconds to do. It'll look like a real amp.
I took a look on Thingiverse. I didn't see any miniature scale amps.
I can find them.
You are usually a big diver when it comes to.
My brother, I will have an amp for you. They are all over. Just gotta know where to look. Put it together. Get you an amp, bro.
Cool. Yeah, I'd like a nice big amp on each side of this guy.
Oh, yeah.
And then I figure I'll do up a nice hot rod red guitar to go on him. That'll be cool. Oh, Commodore's already working on that new Primaris Chapman bike. That's so cool.
That's funny.
All right, so waiting on the base for Gazgul to dry. Actually, it seems about ready to start dry brushing. I might go in on that here in a little bit. Get the basing done. Oh, and I can start doing those little skulls that are decorating this guy. I keep skipping over those for some reason. I'm like, yeah, I'm almost done. Oh, yeah, the skulls. Oh, yeah, I'm almost done. Oh, yeah, the skulls. Yeah, we'll do that. Paint up these little skulls, and that'll give me a reason to postpone working on that jaw. I really, and it's kind of hard to see from the pictures, but on the teeth for Gaz, I did a nice little airbrush fade from the bright red of the teeth down to a darker red, and then down to kind of black towards the bottom of the teeth. But it's hard to see because against the black armor. But I feel like once I add in the checker patterns, it's going to be easier to see the nice airbrush work on those teeth. However, I'm just really intimidated to tackle that.
Has anybody done any computer gaming lately? Me and the chick have been playing, what's the game? It's called Star Trek Bridge Crew VR. That is so much fun.
Very cool, very cool. I guess he's liking the new VR?
Oh yeah, it's pretty cool. The neat thing about that game is it's very, very immersive. It's just so much fun. You forget that you are not on a freaking Starship Enterprise bridge or whatever ship you're on at the time, because you actually are manning one of 4 positions. It's actually pretty cool. You're either an engineer, you're tactical, you're a captain.
Person who sleeps with captain.
What?
Oh wait, that's probably only the Enterprise. Never mind. That might be specific to that particular ship.
Yeah,
Awesome. Phoenix just wrapped up the base black of her sister's uniforms. So at least of the sisters she currently has assembled. Next is the Cobalt. Black and blue make for such striking sisters of battle. That's going to be cool to see. I really like blue. I almost envy your color scheme for Sisters of Battle. However, I think I would be so tempted to steal that, except I think I was just really inspired by, there's a book cover for one of the Sisters of Battle books called Order of the Bloody Rose or something like that. And that's when I decided that that's the order I was going to do, because the artwork from that just really stood out to me. I actually went into this thinking I was going to be doing Martyred Lady, just because I really liked some of the Sisters of Battle books. You know, and almost Martyred Lady is the one that seems to be featured in most of the Sisters of Battle books, at least the older ones. Because the Martyred Lady is almost like the Ultramarines of Sisters of Battle. They're the poster ones. And so, just because I enjoyed the books I read, like Faith and Fire is a good book. And so what I'd read about them already had been Our Martyred Lady. But when I saw the book cover to Order of the Bloody Rose, I'm like, that's it, doing Bloody Rose.
That was it.
And I did a test model for my Order of the Bloody Rose color scheme. I cannot find that sucker anyway. I have no idea what I did with her.
Created one myself, called it War of the Bloody Nose.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I get punched in the face a lot.
Also reminds me of in Dragonlance there is a group of dark paladins called the Order of the Knight of the Black Rose. Of a dark paladin, and he seems pretty cool.
Better than a knight who say knee.
The knights who say Archer is assembling some Raven Guard Assault Marines / Intercessors and doing some details on infiltrators.
Awesome sauce. Good, we're not the only ones hobbying them, that's a good thing.
Yep. Yep, Phoenix is getting some hobby done alongside of us. All right, so do you know what roses and thorns are?
The what?
The emotional exercise, roses and thorns. You know what that is?
No, I don't know. Did I?
Lord Soth, yes, Daz, my man. Lord Soth, Knight of the Black Rose. Awesome. Awesome. Some Dragonlance fans in the house. Yes. In a way, Lord Soth, and the way he has that choir that has to sing to him in his castle, reminds me of Lady Sylvanas and the way she's cursed for eternity in the same way.
Oh, yeah, World of Warcraft.
Yep. Lord Soth has kind of a similar thing going on. As an undead paladin. Very cool, very cool. We will not be doing Art of the Week tonight, my brother, but we will be happy to put that up for Art of the Week in the morning. Also, if you're interested in doing an Armies on Parade virtual exercise over on our friend Goldfish of Justice's Twitch stream, he's doing a little Armies on Parade kind of community challenge as well. Oh yeah, of course. I definitely know, especially, you are the D&D guy, terrain guy, and your son's name is Raceland. Of course, I know Big D is a fellow Dragonlance fan. Got Lily hooked in on the Dragonlance novels about 5 years ago. She read the first one, and then she just plowed through the rest of the series. It was so cool. I have to say, I cheered a little bit. I was excited when she got excited about the Dragonlance novels. Oh, I didn't realize Lord Soth bled over into Ravenloft. That's cool. That is a neat little fact. Yeah. Baphomet also loves Dragonlance books. Also, Baphomet is still awake. Man, what a hero. What a hero. Yeah, in a way, for the longest time, my brother Raz, Darklight Dreamer, has always been a fan of magic and mages and whatnot, and the arcane, and I have always been, a fan of martial skills and talents. And so in a way, we kind of looked at ourselves as a kind of a Caramon Raceland kind of duo for a while. And then I really love Chronicles, but Legends, reading Legends and their bond and struggle throughout Legends. And then, of course, that end to Legends. Oh my God. That is, when I read the end of Legends, that was the coolest thing to me. Like right in the feels. Right in the feels. Oh, Margaret Weiss is a super cool lady. Love her work for sure. Met Maggie a few years ago. She stole Baby Ray because he had a black robe made for him, and he was running around Gen Con in '99 showing him. Nice. She's the best. Such a nice person. Awesome. Awesome. I'm kind of jealous y'all got to meet him. I would love to meet her. Those are some of my favorite authors. I love Weiss and Hickman. I love Stephen Brust. I'm not sure I'd want to meet Stephen Brust because he's such a cool writer and I love his work. Although following his Twitter for a little while, he seems like a really kind of salty person who has kind of a jaded outlook on life. I'm not sure I'd actually want to meet my hero in that case. Jim Butcher is another one. Just such cool people. Man, I feel like doing these skulls around Gazgul's armor actually does help break up some of the black. Wish I'd done them earlier. I just kept forgetting about that detail, honestly. Like, I'm almost done. Oh yeah, I forgot to paint these things. Oh yeah, I'm almost done. What? Margaret Weiss owns a gaming store about an hour or so away from Phoenix's dad's house. That's awesome. That's so cool. R.A. Salvatore is good. I really love the Drizzt books. Well, I love the first 6 of them. And then I read the 7th one, and I've been on a break for a couple of years. Because in the first 6 books, he builds up these great characters with a great relationship. And then he starts book 7, and he takes those relationships he's built up in 6 books and kicks them in the balls and says, none of these relationships are what you thought they were. And you're like, but why though?
Kill you, mother. Sorry.
Bless you, I think? Question mark? Yeah, I got mad in book 7 of The Legend of Drizzt, and I have taken a break. And I know it's a little early to take a break from Drizzt because there's like 30-something books in the series. But at the moment, we're on a break. We're still friends. We go to the club together once in a while, but we're on a break. I'm like, why would you... Yeah. It's not even so much the death of the character that bother me in book 7. It's the changing of the personalities and dynamics in relationships. Anyways. So, yeah, and I'm sure I'll go back and finish the Drizzt books at some point because I love the Drizzt books. But, yeah, I just got upset. I got upset. Also, I think around the time I decided I was going to take a break from the Legend of Drizzt books, I started reading Horus Heresy, and well, no, first I went back and restarted Wheel of Time, which is a commitment. 13 massive books, and I mean massive. And so I restarted Wheel of Time, went through the whole thing of Wheel of Time, which I love. That's another one for the list. It is commitment. It is long, and not every part is exciting, but I overall love the series. And so that was a major undertaking. I think it took me a year and a half maybe to get through all 13 books or so. But then after that, I went to Horus Heresy, and I think I still have like 10 or 15 books in the Horus Heresy left to read before I can start Siege of Terra. I'm only like 30-something books into Horus Heresy. So eventually, one day, my break from Legend of Drizzt will be over, and I'll go back to it. Oh, speaking of which, Freak,
What?
baby, my brother, the new Jim Butcher book is out, and I know you haven't finished the last one, but Battlegrounds is out.
What, the new
I've
one?
started
New
listening
one?
to it. So the new one.
So there's two that he's written so far?
You remember we had a conversation where he was double releasing his books because it was supposed to be one big book.
Yeah.
But it was too long, so he separated it into two books. But he told his publishers the only way he would separate them is if he could release them back to back, because he didn't want to leave a massive cliffhanger for, years.
That's actually pretty cool. I need to get back and reading the other one.
So, what we need to do is we need to get on a call like this, and then I can set you back up with Audible.
Yeah.
And we won't have to worry about the 60-second window. Dude, I really feel like I'm going to finish Gazgul sometime this weekend. The base is starting to come together. I need to highlight the teeth. And there's a big enough gap here. I really thought it was going to obstruct all of the face I did on the work I did on Gazgul's face, but it's actually not that intrusive. Like, you can actually see all of Gazgul's face and all the work I did. It shadows it a little bit, so you can't see like all the shading I did on his gums and whatnot, unless you like really twist and move the model around, but still. I'm pleased with the way it's coming out, my man.
It's good, man. Like
Meet those frozen in place. Oh yeah, it looks frozen in place.
Oh my god. Did he just DC? Tell me he didn't just DC. He just freaking DC, didn't he?
No, I don't think so.
I heard you go blah. So.
I just restarted my. I just reset. I mean,
okay. I thought you DC.
refreshed my connection.
All right.
Doesn't look like it helped though.
Let me look at.
Okay. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, it's working. Yeah, we got to work on your network, man.
Yeah, it definitely seems like a little more each show.
Yeah. We'll get it.
All right.
We'll get it fixed, brother. Promise you.
It's all gravy, baby. It's all gravy. Now I think I'm doing a little edging on Gaskell's claws. All right, so we talked about some things that I really was looking at for the Space Wolves. So another couple things we're going to be talking about tomorrow with Nick is how they change some of the core Space Marine stuffs in a way that's going to affect Brother Freakalicious' Space Marines, such as his Imperial Fists. What do you guys think about some of these changes? Like Centurions took a pretty big nerf, not being core anymore.
Which is disappointing, really disappointing, because that's something that I've always wanted to, put together with Garadon, because he's always been, he always took his boys with him, you know what I mean? That was kind of his thing.
Earlier this year, they took away their mortal wounds mechanic.
Right.
And, it just seems like you barely have started being able to use them, and they're already... Centurions don't look like they're the way to go anymore.
Yeah.
So that's been kind of thing. I really feel like I felt, and you actually took it better than I thought you would. When we were talking about it the other day, but the nerfs to aggressors, I was really thinking you were going to take that harder. What are your feelings on that?
Honestly, I personally thought it was broken, as they were. So I'm not entirely. That's why I'm not really freaked out about it. They still put out a lot of shots. Let's just get it straight. They definitely put out a lot of shots. That's going to be one thing that they're always going to be. And of course, they're not going to have as many as they used to, but. I think overall, I don't know.
Now, my favorite news source, and again, not everybody feels this way. A lot of people like Bauer, which is understandable.
Yeah.
My favorite news source, though, Auspex Tactics, did a Math Hammer breakdown, and actually did a study that showed that Terminators, the regular Power Fist Stormbolter Terminators, are going to kick out more shots and more wounds with their regular Stormbolters than aggressors are now.
Right. I mean, consider that they still can. They're considered assault. They can go into the assault phase. They'll double their shots. And their survivability is going to be that much better. I don't know. I mean, it's just going to be weird to have to take out my Terminators again over my aggressors. That's a weird dynamic.
Well, so the weird thing is that the survivability is kind of a trade-off with the aggressors and the Terminators. The Terminators are only toughness 4, but you get the 2-up save.
All right.
So against maybe small arms fire, they might be better protected.
Right, but I think they're going to...
The aggressors are toughness 5, though.
They get that wound bump, so I mean, I think with the new codex, I mean, that's a possibility.
Also, you can kind of make your aggressors kind of like Terminators for 1 CP. If you activate, I forget what the name of the stratagem is, but they get a +1 to their armor save against damage 1 weapons, so small arms fire, basically. So they can be kind of like Terminators for a turn. They can go to that 2-up save,
Right.
So, I mean, but I think overall, just in general, I think your Terminators are going to be more survivable. Nate's Miniatures, what's up, my man? But yeah, it's really interesting to kind of see the differences between the survivability, the fact that Terminators are kicking out more shots now, and some people are feeling like Terminators are the way to go.
Yeah, honestly, I'm gonna withhold judgment or even. I'm not even sure if I could be salty because I need to play them. You know, I need to.
That
see,
makes sense.
Yeah, I need to see how they perform on the table before I can really say, yeah, you know what, that's crap, it's garbage. I mean, in theory, yeah, maybe so, but I've actually been proving myself wrong in a lot of ways. You know,
That doesn't sound like the freak I know. That sounds kind of sus. This freaking imposter. Normally would be the time for wild speculation with freak.
No, I'm just really okay. The truth be told, I'm just really tired. And this will be like probably the most salt I'll pop out here for tonight. But I'm just really, really sick and tired of having to shell out a lot of cash. You know, every time GW makes a change on every little damn thing, and then I got to pull out money for books and new rule changes. And then even with the new rule changes, yes, this is going to be great. And boom, here comes the erratas. Here comes the FAQs. More changes. Nothing stable. So there's no consistency. And so, you know, so now we're here. You know, we're at this point where it's like, you know what, it just might as well freaking happen, right? And the rules are nothing but freaking yo-yos. It's almost like there's somebody there just poised to piss somebody off. Somebody's gonna get mad. You know, the rules are gonna piss someone. You know, depending on, you know, whether they're chaos or, you know, force or whatever, or, you know, loyalists. I don't know. It's just an ongoing thing. And I just got to the point where, you know, like, I really don't care what the news says anymore or what comes out. It's interesting, and I'm gonna take it, you know, to heart, and I'm gonna study it. But
I mean, hopefully you don't feel too much like you don't care what news comes out, because that's the show we run.
Well, no,
I mean,
that's not
like
what I mean. My point,
who gives a shit about the news?
My point is that I'm not gonna let it govern my thoughts as much as they used to, because it's not worth it. You know. I want to play it. I want to see how it responds. You know, how the rules do affect my army on the table, and then go from there. You know.
Fair enough.
Make changes where I need to, and yeah, I thought about it long and hard about, you know, because I thought at first I started getting pissy and like, yeah, you know, this sucks. Once again, these rules, you know, you give us those Space Marines that you said that, you know, that we all knew were pretty badass and they should have been badass, and now you're going to take them all away. You know? But again, in fairness, some of the stuff was pretty broken. Some, you know, especially when it comes to the aggressors. The aggressors were kind of
badass. My orcs definitely felt the power of double shooting aggressors.
Yeah, and I thought, you know, I'm surprised they haven't dropped them a lot sooner than they have. So
I have to say that first game we played, where you took a big old squad of, like, I think it was 17 boys plus a knob.
Yeah. You
just wiped all 18 of them out first turn.
Oh yeah,
I was like, whoa.
Yeah, and again, it's one of those moments where you're like, did that just freaking happen? You know, and again.
And that was with the 5-up shield and the feel no pain.
Right.
I just couldn't believe it. I mean, that was incredible rolling on your part, though. I mean, you definitely rolled some really.
And you consider too the fact that they not only can they still shoot, they still have, you know, other stuff they can do. They are still very strong with their bolt storm ultimates, and they still have the frag storm grenade launchers, right? So it's, you know, it's not I don't think it's that bad of a nerf. It's a balance, like you said, more than anything, and I'm okay with that. I really am.
That's fair. Yeah, that's how I felt about the Wolfen. Like, it is a huge hit.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't hate it.
Right.
It definitely felt like it brought some balance.
I understand it. Is the best way that I can see. You know.
And Running Bear makes a great point. Says, like anything, it depends on how it fits your play style.
Right.
You know.
Right.
He was using Terminators and Grey Hunters even when they weren't popular, and was still ranking high at tournaments in his area. So he says, i.e., you do you, boo.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. You really don't know how they're gonna really respond until you put them on the table. You get to playing your own playing style, and then go from there.
And just like Running Bear, Big D was talking about on his show. By the way, shout out to another one of my favorite live shows over at the Gamecraft Dragon. On his show this week, he was talking about how he actually has like legit tournament players in his area, and his area they host some of the bigger tournaments, and those particular tournament players were telling him, oh, those are garbage units, you shouldn't be using them. And he's like, I make them work somehow. They work for me. They work on my table.
Right.
They work in my game. So, as Uncle Adam always says, your mileage may vary, right?
Right. And that's a good point, So, I'm sure there's going to be something that GW's going to do that's going to really piss me off, but I'm not sure if that's going to be one of those.
So far, this ain't it, huh?
No, I you know what? It's one of those things I can say it's not worth the calories. Like when you're looking at that, that cake in the window, and you're thinking, you know what? That really ain't worth the calories.
Yeah, I thought I was going to be saltier about this too, but like I said, and I actually I made a choice kind of early.
Yeah. When
these came out, I was looking at these changes. I said, yeah, there's nerfs here for my dudes, but I'm going to choose to look at the buffs. There's a lot of good things that came out. I mean, Thunderwolves are exactly where I wanted them with what I wanted the entire edition, Right. They've got the advance and charge again, and I was begging for that,
right.
And they've got it again. And so I really am not going to cast any stones,
No, I think it works.
I'm not sure I would use the strong word a lot of the community is using when they say Thunderwolves are trash. But yeah, they are not the auto include. And I know that's one of the things that really, Roxas, my brother, yo.
Right.
And that's one of the things I really know that GW is trying to move away from is auto includes. Things that, if you feel like you're a good player, you must take in your list,
Right.
And they're trying to get a more varied, a more balanced set of lists so you can take what pleases you in your play style instead of saying, these are the best things I must take.
Agreed.
Now, at the same time, of course, there are some things that they released that are, just top of the sales cycle and just are amazing for right now, like everybody says the new assault intercessors are going to be the new, or not assault intercessors, heavy intercessors with those heavy kind of bolter things are going to be the new hotness, but I mean, heck, we don't play competitive,
Right.
We're going to use the units that we like. Now, they'll probably they will probably fit your Imperial Fist very well in the future. That might be something worth us looking at, as far as showing people a nice strong Imperial Fist build. But
right,
like we play so casually, I don't think auto includes are necessarily a thing for us in general anyways, except auto including I know I'm going to be using my Thunderwolves in the future, not that I ever stopped taking them, but I still have yet to build a list with every Thunderwolf I have painted. Oh, they extended the advance and charge rule to Logan Grimnar's sled too, so that's going to be cool.
Yeah.
Santa advancing and charging, baby. I think that's going to be really fun. All right, bro, I'm going for it. I'm getting after these checker marks. They've intimidated me all night. I've been putting them off. But I think they are one of the last things I have left on this model.
Kick his ass, see you, man.
Kick his ass, Seabass. As longtime Games Workshop player, everything has its time and everything gets a nerf. Wait long enough, and the nerfed ones come back to the top.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about these Thunderwolves right now, man. Everybody hated on them in 8th edition. And if you look at any of like the big, strategic battle report channels, Winter's channels, Striking Scorpions, a lot of the big ones, all of them said the same thing. Thunderwolves aren't worth the points. Just take them super cheap and stick chainswords on them. But every time I see them do that, they always like, yeah, my Thunderwolves didn't accomplish as much as I wanted them to this battle. It's because you stuck chainswords on them. Like, what did you think was going to happen here? I feel like they're worth the putting the extra into them. And I don't know, I've always just loved using them as, I've always imagined them to be great big powerhouses, and that's the way I run them. Now they're good again.
I think that's
the
what
way
I like
I played
about
them all throughout 7th and 8th edition and 9th, they're back to being on top.
Yeah. I think that's what I like about 9th is that the fact that it's a very, I guess you could say it's a very customizable version of you can really do a lot to customize, and even if something gets nerfed, you still have other things that you can supplement. It's more of a very tactical version, I don't know.
Nate's Miniature says he would be happy if they stopped putting out Space Marine stuff for a couple of years, give some other factions some love. Man, I get that. I totally get that. But I mean, let's be honest. Space Marines by themselves account for more than 60% of all sales. I mean, of course, they're going to put their money wherever, they're going to put their resources into whatever brings in the most money.
Right.
I get it. And of course, I mean, admittedly, I am a Space Marine fanboy, so I'm okay with that. However, I do agree they should spread some of that love around, for sure. Instead of just being Space Marines all the time, give that love to some others. I love how Commodore says, factions may rise and fall, but Mythos will always try and keep the Tau down. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Just like Big D, giving some answers how Tau can win games again. Man, let them take their turn at the bottom of the pile. It's okay. Mythos would be proud. Tabled a Tau army in 3 rounds. This is true, and I am proud of that. Although I think doing it with Custodes is that's always a bad matchup for them. Because Tau's thing is they normally win by the thing they do is they delete a couple of key units every turn. They just point at it and it dies, and they point at it and it dies, and they point at it and it dies. However, Death Guard and Custodes, their gimmick is that they just don't take any wounds.
I don't think the Tau would survive as well.
So what?
I don't think the Tau would survive as well in 9th as they would have in 8th.
Oh yeah, in general, that's the consensus.
Yeah.
Because now the shield drones that they used to hang on to make them a very survivable army are almost twice as expensive now.
Right.
And so they can't just spam a bunch of shield drones.
Yeah, but consider the fact that, they're now going to be forced to go for objectives and get out in the middle,
Yeah.
I don't know. You can't just sit back and shoot anymore. It's not that thing.
That's true. Although when Cloud was playing Tau, Cloud always put on a good show that they can do some good kiting, move into objectives, bounce and move away. But the fact is they can't kite anymore as well either because you got to sit there and stay on the objectives.
Right. Yeah.
And I think the way that you have to be on an objective continuously for multiple turns, that's the part I think that really.
No, I agree there.
Because their mobility is great, but if they have to get there and stay there and become static for a little while on these objectives. That's what I think has been not good for them in the game.
Yeah, I agree, my man. Good topics, good stuff.
Yep. If you look back 3 years or so, Space Marines stunk and Eldar and Tau had their time. Yeah, I agree, Running Bear. And that's one of the reasons why I'm like, I'm a little salty when people are like, oh, poor Tau and Eldar, they had their time in the sun.
Who are those guys?
They had their time in the sun. Let them suck a little while. It's fine.
Wow.
Let them suck a little while.
Sucks to suck.
Everybody needs their turn in the barrel. I'm just saying.
Sucks to suck.
I still have trauma from some of my games against Tau. Although Roxas did remind me the other day, he said it's not that you still have trauma from your games against Tau. You have your trauma against games against Cloud.
This is true. But no, not necessarily, because, Atlas was also a beast with Tau. So.
Yeah, Atlas's Tau were pretty tough too. Although I have to say, like, the really big stompings against Tau were against one person from a tournament at Swords and Superheroes way back when. Right. And then also Cloud's Tau used to do things like table half my army first turn. I'm like, wow, it literally took me longer to put my army out on the table than it did to play. And then that's like the worst part is like afterwards when you have such a short game, the quietly putting your army away in shame.
Right. Okay, I'll go now.
That's like the 40K walk of shame to me, is the knowing you put on a bad performance and quietly getting your stuff together and putting it away.
Yeah, I think the awkward silence. Nobody's talking or saying anything. You're just watching you get pack your stuff and go. Like, I'm the leper here. Dead man walking.
They have 0 durability for holding. Now, I know they can't take as many shield drones, but shield drones still got to be pretty decent at sitting there and holding objectives with, whatever they're guarding, right? I think there's still no way that suits and shield drones are a bad strategy for camping on an objective. And again, like, I know you've had some success, but I don't know if Custodes are a good measuring stick for that, because Custodes just don't die, which is direct counter to what Tau do. If you take an immortal army against an army designed to delete key units off the field, I think it's just a bad matchup for that army. So I'm just curious. Shields and suits seem like they would still be pretty survivable, sitting and camping on objectives. Can anyone confirm and deny? Has anybody gotten in any games with or against the Tau?
It's a no for me, dog.
That's a hard no for me too, mostly because I have my rule. I am physically unable to play against Tau at this time.
Think you stop breaking out in hives? I'm allergic to Tau. What? Physically allergic to Tau. It's unbelievable.
It's like a form of Tourette's I have. soon as somebody offers me a game against their Tau, I Scott Pilgrim out the window. It's an involuntary response at this point. It just happens. Oh man. See, Roxas knows how to do it. Mythos, I need some training games. You know how to do it too. Come on, baby. I'll teach you how to play. In fact, that is project numero uno. Once I finish Ghazi, is to finish up dem crisis suits.
Alright, well, this is so far what I've got. Gonna see him. It's a little light in the subject, shall we?
Looking good, brother.
Yeah.
Did you print out bike number 3 yet?
No, not yet. Oh, I'm gonna put that. Probably do it tonight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You have that sticker printing out while you work tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think it turned out pretty cool. I just did the wash all over. You know, it's funny. I used to be afraid, and I know we've talked about this a couple times here. Because doing a wash all over a model like this, you know, mini, you have a coffee staining issue. Well, I'm telling you, ever since I started following one of my favorite YouTubers, Kenny Boucher, and his technique is on basically thinning down, because I use army painters, army painter washes, and you thin it down with flow improver, and you will not have the stains, but yet it'll still have the ability to get into those recesses and cover your mini and still make it look really good. Like he always says, you paint it up to an 11, so you can wash it down to a 10.
And using a tip from another one of our favorite YouTubers, use your flow improver recipe from Luke's APS, right? Or now Luke's Gaming.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things he said that, you know, and he actually did a comparison. It was really, really cool. Did a comparison on the store-bought flow improver versus what he can make, and he actually looked at the ingredients as well. And one of the things that came up on top, vegetable glycerin. That was perfect, and then the right measurements for it, because you don't want 100% glycerin, and you don't want nothing but water. You know, water's fine, but get that little bit of the glycerin, kind of breaks the surface tension a little better. So it works out. So, yeah, I've been happy with that. This is like the 3rd time I've done it, and it looks great.
I just hate those that only play an army when it's top tier. I have been a Space Wolves Dark Angel player from the start, and a dabble of Chaos, and the army. I'm so sad about my poor squats. Salt. Yeah. I got you, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair weather fans, as they say.
Yeah.
Be aggravating. Nope. That's why I'm always talking about some of my favorite units and playing them when they're bad, playing them when they're good. Don't get me wrong. I do get excited when things come out that power up the things I like. I mean, it's hard not to get excited, right? You know, even if you're a loyal fan, you know, when your favorite player, you know, scores that home run, you're still gonna cheer, right? So I like what I like, but you know, I definitely appreciate the buffs and nerfs when they come. And I think we got a good set this go around. I am, and I think it's going to be really interesting, I am disappointed how expensive transport flyers are in general now. And I'm just wondering if at 300 plus points, if anyone's going to be using them now. I mean, it's going to have to be a big game for me to be like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and spend 300 points on this flyer. And I think that they are worth the points. I really do. You know, I mean, the flyers rock things like multiple las cannons, multiple meltas. You know, they have a good array of stuff. And I love Space Wolves can take Storm Ravens now, because the idea of dropping a Murder Fang, directly next door to, a tank or something like that, with a Storm Raven's dread capacity, I think that's cool as hell. But I think it'll have to be a much larger game for me to consider whipping something like that out, What about you, Freak? Do you ever consider, any of the bigger flyers? I know you like your Storm Talon. Did you ever think about getting one of the big boys?
Yeah, I thought about it. I mean, it's all about the cost.
Oh yeah. I'm just.
But as far what I'd love.
You like the model? Would you ever take one?
Man, I'd love to get one of those. So yeah. Yeah, I think those flyers are pretty awesome looking at, and
yeah, I think they're pretty cool. Freak wants a Thunderhawk. Oh my goodness, that would be a heck of a game to take a Thunderhawk to. I think Thunderhawk.
It'll be like what, a 4,000 point game. Don't get me wrong, I would love a Thunderhawk, but geez. All right.
Especially reading about them in the books. It seems like every big important battle has Thunderhawks showing up to it. Mini War Mutt building a shanty town out of scratch build. That's cool. I'm looking forward to seeing that. I've really been enjoying Mini War Mutt's trash terrain and scratch build stuff lately. Also, Nate's Miniatures was in the chat earlier, and we're kind of in another conversation, but I did want to recommend, if anyone doesn't follow Nate's Miniatures, he did a they did a resale shop kind of challenge, and he did this really cool diorama of a orc battle wagon, which he scored on the cheap from a resale shop, which is awesome. And really did this full diorama of like a wrecked out, battered, overgrown battle wagon. Like maybe a big mech wasn't around for that battle, so they never recovered the blown up battle wagon. And he had it fully rusted. There was moss growing all over the thing. It was at the edge of a lake, and you could just see the water damage. I mean, it was such a cool piece. Such a cool piece. And one of my favorite things that I see in a tutorial is he left in the mistake. He was like, hey, this is my plan. I'm going to do water effects for the lake. And it didn't work out. But he could have very easily just edited that out and say, okay, I went for a muddy area here. Right? But he didn't do that. He left in the mistake and said, this was my plan. The resin leaked on me, so I wasn't able to do the water effects the way I wanted to. So this is what we're making now. And I just think it's cool when a YouTuber leaves in their mistakes like that, because I feel like a lot of us, at least I felt this way when I first got into this painting hobby. I feel like people see these great and brilliant painters and hobbyists, on YouTube when we're starting out, and it looks like everything that some of these YouTubers paint is perfect. Every stroke is perfect the first time around. And, it adds to the frustration, or at least it added to my frustration when I'm sitting there and I'm having trouble painting inside the lines and I make mistakes and stuff like that. And, I'm having trouble getting nice, consistent paint jobs, or something doesn't go to plan. I get frustrated. I'm like, man, I'm watching these YouTubers. It goes perfect the first time. So when a YouTuber keeps in their mistakes like that, or things that didn't work out the way they planned, and show how they adapted and overcome it, I respect that so much, because I feel like that's great for YouTubers or for people who are consuming the content, and maybe they're newer like I was. Nobody told me that a lot of these paint jobs, at least until you build your skills up, is going back and cleaning up your misstrokes and paint lines and whatnot.
Right.
I just thought, man, I just can't paint inside my lines, you know? You know, it wasn't until my painting experience kind of kicked in that I realized, hey, these misstrokes aren't as bad as they seem. I can just go in and clean up later. I don't know. I know it's a little bit of a tangent I just went on, but I just really appreciate when I see stuff like that in people's tutorials. Dudes, 25 subs from 800s. Yes, we are very stoked. We're actually talking about that a little earlier. We actually got up a little, and then we had a big drop of like 5 or 6 subs, but we're climbing back up again. I think I will paint up a couple of orcs just to honor the month of October. I certainly hope so, my man. Little known fact, I don't think I've ever told you before, but your channel and what you did with that ice cream truck or whatever it was a couple years ago was actually how I found out about October, and I'm actually pleased that I get to participate in October this year, because I think in the same year you did the ice cream truck, Mini Warzone Pete did his he started his Orc Bomber project from a scale model plane, and I found out, you know, watching his video doing that and you doing your video of the ice cream truck conversion, and I'm just inspired to actually be able to join in October this year. So it would be cool to see you. Your ice cream truck is now a shanty house. You pulled it apart. Man, I love that build. That's kind of cool though. I'm interested to see. Oh, hey! Gamecraft Dragon is only 25 away from 700. So I definitely recommend. I don't think anyone who visits our amazing little community is not sub to them. But if anybody's not, you know, 25 is not far to go at all. So we would love if you gave our brother and sister over at the Gamecraft Dragon some love and shot him a sub. You won't be disappointed, because if you like our live streams, well, very similarly, I think you would definitely love watching Big D and the Lady Dragon and the amazing dynamic they have on their live streams as well. Freak man, I am getting some stuff done tonight, my man. I got the skulls done. Well, I got the skulls half done on Gazzy. They're going to need their next layer of color here in a little bit. I've got this jaw just about done. And I think I was right. I think doing the checker pattern helps bring out those nice airbrush color transitions on the teeth of his face mask.
Yeah.
So I will definitely, as soon as we're done here, guys, I'm going to shoot some pictures over to our Facebook and Instagram so you can see the result of tonight's hobby hangout. It's getting close.
Yeah, turning out really nice.
Man, I appreciate that. I've definitely been trying hard on Gaz, my man. Definitely, this is a model I definitely wanted to do some justice. And
oh yeah.
I've been putting my heart into it. I know it's cheesy. It sounds a little cheesy, but you know, there are certain models you definitely put more heart into than others.
Definitely.
You know, some you're like, hey, this is like, you know, me painting 25 orc boys. I'm just slapping these guys down on the table. I just want to get these guys done. And most of them, I barely half paid attention to. I've painted most of my orc boys up on conference calls. But I'm like, honestly, when there's 25 dudes in one squad, I think as long as I nail the airbrush skin and that pops and stands out. I really don't think a lot of people are going to look at the details.
Right.
When there's 25 of them all bunched up together, right? I think the skin's going to pop on the table, and they're going to look nice together in a squad of 25. But something like Gaz, I feel like I need to chip away at all the details and make them look nice. Gamecraft Dragon is stripping some Eldar. Oh man, I love the idea of Big D doing some stripping. Gamecraft Dragon is up to 600. Is that 600? Oh, 600 subs. My immediate thought seeing Gamecraft Dragon as 600, I thought he was saying 600 models for the year, which I wouldn't be. I didn't even question it. Yeah, I was just like, what? Oh, dang it. G the Hyper Sapien, some more great orc content. Perfect for the month of October. It's creeping to 200. Slowly like a zombie with no legs. You got this, man. Over at G the Hyper Sapiens channel, you can find a lot of reviews on different ranges, and a lot of the things he does are different orc lines. Sometimes the game's workshop, but sometimes he reviews some of the ranges from other places, like Cromlech and other stuff. Brother Archer, details on 5 more infiltrators, details on his 3D printed pads, Smash Captain, details on a couple assault intercessors. Man, that was some serious batch painting.
That's pretty good.
A lot of respect. I can't do batch painting. Sarge is killing some time at work and enjoying seeing us. Man, Sarge, it's always good to see you, my brother. G's got some new Cromlech stuff coming. Very cool. I am excited to put some of this new Cromlech stuff to use. I totally understand because of the current sitch. Or as Boffnet said earlier, what was it? TCD, the current, TCS, the current situation. But I'm a little bit disappointed that it's been a month, and they're just now shipping my my roller for my battle wagon, because I really wanted that Kit Bash project to be kind of an October project, but I get it. It is what it is, and shipping stuff and whatnot. Shipping stuff and whatnot right now with the current situation, it's not super easy. So I'm disappointed, but I get it. Unfortunately, it'll take a bit to come to Australia with the new Cromlech stuff. Oh man, did you get some of that new October goodness that they released? Man, I really want Cromlech's new squig a lot. That thing looks so cool, and it's only 80 pounds, which is like half the price of a GW squig. And it looks cool. One day, maybe. I don't know if it'll be limited edition like that that tank, but it looks super cool. One day, maybe. One day. Archer picked up some Cromlech Rogue Legionaries. The sculpts themselves are gorgeous, but the scale of the bits are off. Interesting. It's been out a while, warm months, seen it around. Oh yeah, actually I've got one of those Warhammer Monopolies here. I think it was announced. I think it came out like towards the end of the year last year. Something like that. Although I haven't even, I opened it and took a look at the pieces and whatnot. I've never played it. Just because, like, for Christmas, the girls got a Monopoly to one of their favorite shows. Well, actually, one of my favorite shows too, My Hero Academia. And so we've been playing that one together as a family. Monopoly is great, but haven't played in years, but still good stuff. It is a great how to hate your friends simulator.
Have you played the your Warhammer Monopoly game?
No, that's what I was just mentioning. Like, it came out towards the end of the year, and then the girls ended up getting one to one of our favorite shows.
Gotcha,
and that's
you never really cracked it open.
Yep. I cracked it open, I looked at it, I said, this is cool, and then onto the shelf. But the girls really wanted the My Hero one, so. All right, that's it, dude.
Got him?
The jaw has just been glued onto Gaz. And of course, as soon as I glue it on, I see a little misstroke. That's okay. Should only take a second to clean up. Oh, dude. My dude. Oh, hey. We got the jaw done. And we got like 10 minutes left on the stream. It's all coming together, baby. I am confident saying Gaz will be done before the weekend is out.
Very nice.
I really want to do Gaz, but I'm going to do them in order. I have the last one to do yet. That's cool. That's cool. I kind of want to get a an old school Gaz. Not the oldest one. Actually, I kind of want to get one of each, but I really want to use the middle Gaz. As I think he'd make a pretty cool looking Big Mech and Mega Armor to do the cunningest boss, you know, where you basically make a war boss in Mega Armor again. You give him the cunningest boss, you give him the Killer Claw, you know, that whole combo. I think it'd be pretty.
A bit longer.
Definitely fits the look of Mega Bosses. Yeah, I think that'll be cool. Is to do the Mega Boss variation of a Big Mech, especially since instead of a war boss, I plan on a game where I use Gazgul. I'll be running a cunning boss with the cunningest boss in Might is Right and the Killer Claw, and basically make a second warlord to run around the field crumping stuff on one side while Gaz is crumping stuff on the other side, and then I'll have the Bone Breaker crumping stuff too, and they'll just all be running around cracking heads. That's cracking. And I can put Makari with Gaz, maybe a Pain Boy with the Mech Boss. I think it'll be good. I think it'll be good. And if worse comes to worse, the Mech can always help heal the Bone Breaker in addition to crumping some heads. Oh, we should talk about our recent dual realization about knobs. Yeah, so Gamecraft Dragon was pulling out some of his classic pewter work models that he got from a friend. He's got a whole live stream about that you can check out over on the Gamecraft Dragon channel. And he was showing off in the Discord. Check out the Gamecraft Dragon's Discord as well. Head over to their channel to see details about their Discord. But he was showing a pack, and he's like, "Hey, check out this Orc Noble." I said, "Orc Noble? I think I was today years old when I realized that Orc Knob is short for Orc Noble." And he goes, "I didn't realize that until you said it just now." And we just both basically had a mind blown kind of moment. Like, that's what an Orc Knob is. It's an Orc Noble. Got it. Got it now.
Yeah.
I have to admit, I may be getting the Princess Bride miniature game. I saw somebody paint up those figures. I didn't realize there's a miniature game that goes with it. Love the movie. Yeah, heck yeah. Oh my God, that's one of the best movies of all time. Are you kidding me? I have to admit, I love it too. What? Like, that's awesome. That is amazing.
As you wish.
I think growing up, I always wanted to be Wesley.
That was one of my jobs, being Wesley.
God. In fact, the rodents of unusual size, anytime we talk about a big rat in any video game or RP game or whatever, we talk about that. And then when that's another one we quote. Marriage, absolutely. I do not think that means what you think it means. There's so many quotable moments.
Anybody want a peanut?
Princess Bride, where do I find that? That's a kill team entry for my wife. Heck yeah.
Inconceivable.
Yeah, I think I need those figures in my life as well. Big D says I wanted to be Wesley. I ended up being Fezzing. Marriage is what brings us together today. My name is Indigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. Oh, such a good movie. To the Pain, that's another one I say a lot. Usually as soon as somebody says to the death, my answer is usually to the pain.
I'm familiar with that phrase.
Oh, such a good movie. I don't even remember what I was talking about before. I think I've just been completely derailed thinking about how much I love The Princess Bride. That's so cool. We'll never survive. Nonsense. You're only saying that because no one ever has. Oh, man. Actually, okay, so Freak, you know, I've told you about Saber Club before, where we duel with the kendo and whatnot, right? Mm-hmm. Often, when someone new comes, and I do this not to patronize them, but I'm using my left hand as a gauge because, you know, I want to see what this person's skills are like, and I'm not trying to go all out against a new person. So normally I'll start left-handed when we're dueling. And then, if they're doing well, I always break out the quote and mention, I know something you don't know. I am not left-handed. Did you show Freak those Marines I finished up? I did not, but I will be showing him mañana during Art of the Week. All right, Freak Olicioso, we are at 2 minutes till 11. and I'm not, telling you need to stop or anything. I'm just warning you where we are, especially since we do have a moan-in show.
Yeah, definitely. I was looking here on Thingiverse, and yeah, there's amps. There's little miniature amps here everywhere, so I can actually print a couple of those. They look really cool, actually.
Oh, that'll be so cool.
Yeah.
That will be
yeah.
so cool.
This is so neat because it actually, I think these are better. Check these out. This is a stack. Let's see if I can show you guys. That is so cool. It's an actual amp stack. So your guys will be, I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, cool. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Actually, there might be enough room on that top to have like 4 of them, 2 on each side of him.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got the amp
That'd
head
be
and then the
really
stack, the speakers underneath.
This dude is going to be rocking out. Let me tell you. Yeah, I don't know why. I think it's just because I happen to have the guitar playing Goblin from Foxbox Miniatures, which is another. I mentioned I really like the goblins and grots from them, very characterful. And I happen to have it, and I was trying to think, okay, so my Bone Breaker, because I got one secondhand, didn't come with a hard case, an odd case on top. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to need a kit bash one, but what can I do to make it look interesting? Because I started with some diamond plate plastic card, and then I was like, okay, well, it's a little wobbly. So I reinforced it with, just some coffee stirrers underneath, and now it's nice and stable and secure. Then I was like, what else would make it up? So I put on some metal panels and stuff like that to give it different textures. And then I put on like a little stage, a little a rhino hatch kind of plate to just be like a metal, corrugated metal stage. And then I was like, okay, well, if he's got a stage, he's going to need speakers. And then the idea, I went from just the idea of having him on, rocking the guitar on top of the battle wagon, like on a Guitar Hero or Rock Band or whatever it was, to all of a sudden just full out. There's going to be lights in the background. There's going to be speakers. I'm going to get some guitar wire to act as the cable that goes between the amps and his guitar. I'm like, all of a sudden, I'm like, I need to do a party wagon. And then I got the other grot that's like got his arms crossed to be the bouncer in the back. I'm like, oh my gosh, this whole thing is just coming together as an idea for me. So I'm pretty stoked. So those speakers, my man, are really gonna set it off.
Also found a pole dance rail, so I'll print that for you too.
Nice. I want to make a Skaven Blood Bowl team, the RUSSs. The RUSSs, I don't believe they exist. The RUSs? I'm sorry, the RUSs? I don't believe they exist.
Roads of the usual size? I don't believe they exist.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. All right, guys, I am really, really stoked for our UK friendly show in the morning. Again, we're going to have Nick on from Old Average Brit Gaming, and he's such a cool guy. Some of the things, again, he's definitely played with some pretty competitive scenes. He'll be able to provide some knowledge on there. He's got a variety of armies. But the thing I feel like is the specialty of his channel, aside from the gorgeously painted Zinch army he has, the thing I really feel like is the specialty of his channel, this guy is a master at putting together, assembling, and painting huge Forge World Titans. This guy has done them all. I mean, you can look on his channel and he's got stuff on working with, the oh my gosh, he's got a Reaver Titan. He's got I am blanking on all the Titan. A Warhound Titan. He's got them all, and he's got great tutorials on assembling and putting these things together. I mean, he's even got one silly kind of one about how to prep your Forge World Titan, where he's got what's the really big one? Anyways, the really big Titan, he's got it in the bathtub, scrubbing, cleaning his resin up. It's just cool. And his secret weapon is he uses a lot of JB Weld on these huge resin projects, because even though resin is heavy, JB Weld is meant to hold together automotive parts, parts that are way heavier. And so he's like, if it works for automotives, it'll work for your resin. And that's kind of been his secret weapon. And he's definitely like the unofficial spokesman for JB Weld. So, we're definitely going to talk about the meta tomorrow a little bit and the changes to Space Marines. Probably going to ask him some tips on working with resin and Forge World. You guys know what your Wolf Brothers secret is my secret for dealing with resin and Forge World is I ship everything to Richard and have him put it together for me. Richard, I've got another Forge World order. Will you put it together for me? But, from the master, someone who does it all himself, we'll be able to ask him some questions tomorrow. Hope you guys will come out and, visit us in the morning or 4 p.m. UK time and check out that live show. It's going to be very cool. I've been looking forward to working with Nick from Old Average Brit for a while, and this is going to be a really cool opportunity. Any closing thoughts, Freak? Anything that we've discussed tonight you want to cover?
Honestly, it was pretty chill night.
Pretty chill.
Got my Outrider dry out a little bit. I think it turned out really well. It's kind of funny because the one that I did earlier, you can see I'm not as happy with it as I really wanted it to look. But you can see the difference between the warmth, right? But there, you can see a little better there. This one here has a warmer color versus this one, kind of pale yellow, if you will. So, yeah, this is just going off of my original recipe, my yellow recipe. And this one here, I think I fudged. So, it is what it is.
Did you intend to change your recipe between one biker and the other, or?
No, I didn't originally. Okay, so when I did the first one, I'd forgotten my recipe, and I finally wrote it down. And that's when I remember, because they're mine. I don't care. They might be slightly different.
No, I was just curious.
Yeah, but my thing is that I love the warmth of this color here, and how it settles. I mean, I think it looks way better. It gives that warm, vibrant look. Problem with this one is that I went with that burnt umber tone for the shading, and what it did, it made the yellow just more canary instead of warmer.
I got you.
So it contrasted a little too much. While this one, it actually did what I wanted to do. It toned it down some. So yeah, I like it.
It looks good, man. It looks real good. I love that warmer tone of your fist.
Yeah, I do too. And I need to. I still need to do the highlights and little things to it there. So once it dries, I'll probably do that tomorrow sometime or whatever. Do the highlights. I already started printing my third one. Put that together.
Very cool.
Yep. Pretty stoked. But yeah, I mean, I'm slowly but surely get back. So.
Awesome. I'm gonna check the chat one more time. You two be good. Take care. Stay healthy. All chatters do the same. Very cool. You too, brother. You have a great week, my man. At this time, we're definitely looking forward to the morning. But man, I had a great time tonight, and like I said, I got so much done tonight. So really appreciate everyone who came out and hung out with us on a Friday night. That means a lot to us. Also, we want to make sure that we thank our patrons. We really appreciate our patrons helping us do what we do. You guys may have seen on our Instagram or Facebook that we got in our mats that we were able to order courtesy of our patrons this week. And so we've got new battle mats out when we start to do our battle reports now. Speaking of which, Freak put out a really great battle report. A little high in the salt levels, but very entertaining, and it was definitely a good learning experience this week. So if you guys haven't checked that out, feel free to check that out. But yeah, our patrons definitely are super supportive, and we've got some brand new battle mats for future battle reports thanks to those patrons. Right now, I want to start off by thanking our Blood Claws, such as first and foremost, Blood Claw brother Heinrich Bartha, Running Bear. All right, I'm on my.
I don't have my mic.
Richard at the Nerd Life. Big Mac Danskull. Brian the Mini Walnut. Big D the Gamecraft Dragon. Chief Live Gaming. Inquisitor Zane. And Zach the. Yeah, well, I saw him yesterday in Big D's Discord. Zach the Crimson Painter. By the way, Zach has a brand new Facebook out called Faith and Damnation. Pretty sure. Not 100%. But anyways, if you're into some pretty awesome hobby Facebook groups, you can definitely check that out. And I am not... Yeah, it's definitely Faith and Damnation. So you can check that out. Brand new Facebook hobby group by our man, Zach the Crimson Painter. Now our Grey Hunters, Brother Roxas and Kaiju Shorts. Next we have our Wolf Guards we're thankful for, like our Wolf Guard, Kalo, and from Phalanx in the high orbit, Wolf Guard, Commodore. And then finally, we have the ever mysterious Wolf Lord Anonymous. Also Defender of the Realm, Ultimate Wolf Lord, Beaks. And finally, our very own Smash Captain, wielder of the Banhammer in our very own chat, Ultimate Wolf Lord Archer. Again, thank you so much to our patrons helping us do what we do. It was great to speak with you guys and have a killer one, guys. You too, my brother. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you guys liked tonight's episode, please make sure that you grab up an ox and smash that like button. In the name of the Emperor, drop us some comments down below and feel free to be part of any of these ridiculous conversations or tonight's very chilled conversations. And if you guys are not yet subscribed to the channel or any of our Chilling Network brothers listed below, then we would love to have you as part of the pack here on the Frost. And just until next time, guys.
Hey, Rocky.
Stay frosty.